What's up, boys? This is Astranox. It's time for the showcase of Commander Pavel. What a beast! He's able to deal so much damage with the skill number 2. A lot of times, he's just gonna clean the enemy team with the skill number 2. You won't even need to use the skill 3, which is ridiculous. So I have 15 skill ups on him, and I have him built on attack set with crit set. Now, you want a bunch of attack if you're gonna be using the skill 3 to penetrate as much defense as possible. Hence why I went with an attack set. So of course there's going to be other builds for Commander Pavel. To be honest, I would prefer him with more speed, because with the amount of speed that I have, I get 50% CR push with his passive when it triggers. But, well, if I had 40 to 50 speed more, that'd be better, because I wouldn't have to rely on like other combationist pusher like Challenger Domino, right? Like, that's the thing. Something you have to keep in mind if you're going to be building Commander Pavel. And on his artifact, I have Unity. So that's good for damage, no matter how much health they have. And the hit chance is good versus evasion-based heroes. It's just like reliable damage, not like a Portrait of the Saviors. You could go for a Warhorn for more attack. You could go for Dox Noctis for even more attack that stacks as your ally do critical hits. So look at the damage. Double Pavel, baby. Look at this beautiful amount of damage I was able to do. Big bursts. And the thing that you have to understand about his passive is that every critical hit allows him to get 20 fighting spirit. And then he's gonna reach 100. And on the next attack, he will be triggering his passive, getting attack buff, dealing damage against the whole enemy team with attack buff from himself, which is ridiculous. Then he gets the 50% combationist push. I love the animation, like, it is so cool. Keep in mind that this Lionheart Sirmia is super tanky with defense buff, so I don't know exactly how much penetration I was able to do, but even if it was 70% defense penetration, I mean, she's so tanky. She's so tanky with defense buff. She might have had like upward of 3,000 defense. So even if 70% was out, that still means that she has 900 defense, guys. Like, 900 defense is usually like heroes have like 900 defense with gear on. So not a good, showcase of his damage on the skill number 3 versus Lionheart Sirmia. So I'll have another skill 3. You will see what you can expect out of that in terms of damage with the stats that I have. So Commander Pavel, I really like how powerful he is, how easy it is to actually fit him in a team. Now you have to keep in mind that you have to, I like to use 128, 129 base speed initiator. Now I'm using Ran is because I have him on my first account. That's what I'm rocking, right? Peyra, I'm gonna get Peyra from the event, the Zero Foundation login event, guys. Everyone's gonna get a 5-star selector. You can't take a limited hero, and some of the latest, RGB heroes that got released, you can't get those. But that means you can get Ran or Peyra, right? No problem. And I'll have Peyra, so I'll be able to switch it up, right? So if Ran gets banned in RTA, at least I have Peyra still. And I'm gonna be putting my best speed gear on both of them. So I might have to strip like my Assassin Sid or something like that. And that's okay. Now, activating Commander Pavel, it is not hard. It's not hard. And as you can see, the gear that I have on him is nothing completely insane, right? Like, you could have worse stats than that. And as you can see, I'm able to take out the enemy team before he even gets the chance to use the skill number 3. Like, that's the thing. Look at that, like 20,000 damage, right? 20,000 damage is more realistic in terms of what you're going to be seeing with these stats. If someone's still alive, that's the thing. So if you're going to be attacking a support hero, a hero that doesn't have a bunch of attack, it's going to be easy for you to actually hit that 70% defense penetration. Very nice. You don't need to have penetration set on him, so it is that much easier to actually gear for your Commander Pavel, which is definitely great news. Now, like I said, using an initiator that has 128, 129 base speed, that is the way to go. Like, if you don't go that route, you are not min-maxing, you're not being optimal, because like I'm in yeah, I'm in champion in arena, and they have insane speed. Even Conqueror Lilius is like with like 300 speed, stuff like that is insane, right? Like it's just crazy. But when you're gonna be going with a high base speed hero, you're putting all the eggs in your basket. Your best chance, you know, to actually open up against the enemy. Now you could be doubling up on very high speed heroes in case one gets unlucky on the initial roll, maybe the other one gets more lucky or something like that, right? Now you have to keep in mind that Politis or Celine, like if you're trying to trigger the passive of ML Pavel, you cannot do so if it's an extra attack, dual attack, counter attack, right? So it really needs to be an attack on your turn. So you can do an AoE. It will build his fighting, fighting spirit. You land 3 critical hits. That's it. He's ready to go. He's juiced up with 100 fighting spirit. The next attack on your turn will activate his passive, and that means you can basically use, if you have 20 souls, you can have Pavel as your initiator. You're probably gonna need a speed imprint or more. Pull that off with a Pavel versus if the enemy has, 128, 129 base speed heroes. If you want to outspeed them, so Pavel goes Soulburn S2 into the S3, which will trigger the ML Pavel, and together is going to be insane damage. Now, the thing is, if you're going to be relying on the damage of skill number 2, maybe not so much about the skill number 3. It's more going to be for cleaning up. You don't worry too much about hitting that 70% defense penetration, even though it's very easy versus a support that doesn't have any attack to do so without an attack set. So you might be wearing like speed, maybe you even go crazy, like me, you go with a rage set because you're going to be using a debuffer or more. You have him on destruction set. You can have him on attack set. Now, the issue with the attack set is if you're running something like the exclusive equipment of Pavel that allows you to get a 2-turn attack buff on the highest attacker in the team outside of Pavel, then you don't want that to go on your Commander Pavel because he has a self-attack buff, right? So you know what I'm saying about making it so he's not the highest attacker, because you're going to be dealing the bulk of the damage with the skill number 2. Or maybe you have the Thief artifact. When you use a non-attack skill, it gives attack buff to the highest attacker in the team. You don't want it to go on Commander Pavel because he will have his own attack buff, right? So you can really do some crazy stuff with that, and also you don't need like a team-wide attack buff if you're gonna be doing Silver Rain type of deal or a Pavel EE, give attack buff to someone else. I'd like to hear what you guys think about Commander Pavel in the comment section. Stay tuned for more videos. I want to try him on other sets, more speed on him, more damage, more crazy stuff, and he's definitely an enabler of really cool things. What an awesome hero. That's it for this one. I'm Astranox below with all ya do. Peace out for now.